Alrighty, mic check, mic check. Let's go ahead and get on in here. Howdy y'all, this is Wes, and here we are on the second stream for Endwalker. So, it took me a while to get to this point. I was at around, I don't know, 2900 in queue, and finally got in. Took about, let's see, what time is it? It took about an hour and a half, so definitely long queues today, but very few problems. Got the error 2002 a couple times, but if you can get back in within 30 seconds, you'll get back into your spot in line. So it wasn't as bad as last night. Last night was pretty terrible. Figured out what was going on with my audio. For some reason, the system audio had set Final Fantasy in particular really low compared to what it needed to be. So hopefully my audio level should be adjusted for everyone. But yeah, I am excited to get back into it and continue the rest of the stream here. Let me do some quick adjustments, just real quick, and you know, try and even out some of the levels and whatnot here. But beyond that, yeah, I'm excited. So we've got pretty much a whole day ahead of us. I just woke up maybe an hour or two ago. So a lot of time to play tonight, and I'm excited to get back into it. I've avoided a lot of spoilers, seen a little bit of vague posting, and had a lot of people say that they were kind of waiting for a hook to get them excited rather than just kind of curious what was going to happen, and apparently there's definitely a big hook. So yeah, let's get back into it. Let me, like I said, adjust my audio levels just a little bit more here and get started. All right, so Estinian got kidnapped by a bunch of nerds, and here we are trying to figure out what's going on with the tower, and learning a little bit about the Matanga and Thavnarian gods, since, you know, they gave us a little bit of a breakdown as far as what was happening with the towers and why the Matanga were being kidnapped. Okay. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful for you to. We are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Though Kryl herself is tied up with another investigation, Kyra is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. If I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar, and we are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap Beta's alchemists create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower even should they lack innate protection. So, the satrap is like the leader of Thavnair, or Rodzat-Han, right? And they have a dragon, who I'm guessing is Vitra, who is aiding them in their cause, or they say is aiding them anyways, and giving scales to make these talismans. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales prove the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose. Yeah, perhaps so, and knowing my colleagues, they won't be satisfied with blood alone. But as for your task, we ask only that you serve as an escort. That I can do. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence, and so for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. With your permission, of course. Well, it shields me pretty good. In that case, Eorzea and I will find ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you can provide. Let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the Great Work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing some preparations. Alright, off we go. Any currents? Any currents nearby? No. Doesn't look like it. Excuse me. So the good news is once we actually get in, the servers have been pretty stable. No real issues that I'm aware of. The east. Okay, yeah, that's the one that's across the chasm that I can't get to. So can't worry about that for now. Rangandipa. Nah. Cool. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. Girl, I've got some stories. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night, the drunken Deepa. A Deepa is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test this talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe aether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin when you are ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Okay. Commencing testing. Try not to fall behind. I don't know how many voices and whatnot I'll be able to do today. It's been weird the past couple days because obviously I'm still coming down from being sick. My voice is way deeper than it should be right now, but that's all right. I'll try and do my best. Please stand back. I don't know how far back I'm supposed to be. Okay. There we go. Suffer no ill effects. Perfect. All right. 3 more times. Okay. Please stand back. Okay. Gather near. Kind of weird how the mechanics work on that one. Be easier if I just stayed nearby, but it's okay. No ill effects. Perfect. My integrity holding, yes. Okay. Whee. So I wonder if we all have the same Deepa or what? It appears to be keeping me safe from harm. Excellent. Thanks, Heidelin. And away we go. One last time. Hooray. So I wonder if that's going to be a new minion. Oh, you've returned and not on your knees. A promising sign, but come, let me take the deep off your hands. Now having a well-earned rest. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether and for when we test the talisman. So no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort. You're feeling perfectly fine. Yep. And the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your Aether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Will do. Let me kill some shit. You need to buy more Goshal greens, too. You're a capable warrior, too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? Absolutely. It requires a special ink, Spirit Weed. Herb grows not far from here, and we would like to go harvest some. However, with the recent kidnappings, we Arcasadara travel alone at our peril. Would you not come with me as an escort? Of course. I am in your debt. Where are we going? Yeah. It looks like I've got most of the ones between here and there. Not a whole lot else I can do at the moment. I feel as though we're being followed. Look out. Eh. Easy pickings. Easy game, easy life. They gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope. Alright, so up these pillars through the rise. Whee! Yeah, so it's got to be like right over there somewhere. I'm liking the look of a lot of these mobs. Kind of cool. Here we are. Ajaya's footsteps. Ajaya was a great dancer, and those who followed her, well, you know. They come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. The happy benefit of this is that spirit weed grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting at once, if you'd be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. Means they will absolutely be here. To the northwest. Okay. Please stand guard for me. Ah, here we go.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
Hmm. Can you tell me about him?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution.
Okay.
The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years.
He's not necessarily like a
It
king.
was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen?
Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Interesting.
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned. For we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Okay. Read a little bit more about Fandaniel here. I'm curious now, though. I mean, that's... Okay, we're starting to get a little bit more of what's in store plot-wise. I'm curious about this Owen feller. Owen. We'll see. I've never played 4, so I don't know necessarily which ones, like, what all will be a reference to 4 in particular. But we'll see. Spirit Weed lasts a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Back to the great work. Alrighty. How do I get over there? I mean, I guess I could just fall down and go, but surely there's an easier way. Yeah, there's gotta be a staircase or something. I'll get to it when I get to it. Okay, and I hope my audio levels are doing alright for you guys. I'll turn it up just a little bit since it is a new expansion and all, right? I haven't even really taken a look to see like what the new teleport charges are. Ooh, it did bump them up a bit. Not a ton, but enough to put a little bit more of a dent into your savings. Oop. I believe it was in here. A little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept a token of our gratitude. I've done like 3 quests. Hooray. You'll excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you're both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. Well, the last time I looked, there were still plenty. I suspect that was before Hurianche told everyone about their tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it for me to complain. But we will need to replenish our stores. Well, I guess that's a job for us then, right? Much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Loath though I am to press another task upon you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the Giant Skull? Will do. Type of ore found on the island. Okay. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not the least of all. The quarry is found aptly named Giant Skull Grounds isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose upon you once more. Please seek out a man named Zenua. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to an outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of Hamsa? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. Bring the Hamsa to the entrance. Meet me when we are ready. Don't know what Hamsa are, but we're about to find out. And I'm guessing a new quest. Got to do all the ethereal current quests ASAP. I do not want to miss those. Ajaya's footsteps, but she hasn't come back. Alright. I'll go fetch it. Wherever it happens to be. Right here with black hair, who is excited to see me. I mean, it's hard being famous sometimes. Oh man. The golden Namazu. Even I'm not that rich. I do need to find more ways to like make some money so I can buy like the super fancy things. Like I'm obviously sitting high enough that I'm not gonna have to worry anytime soon for just like basic costs, but there are a few things I'd like to try and buy. The golden Namazu being one of them. They've really been out that long? wants to look at the stage. Alright, well, I guess I'll make sure the stage is in order. It is a pretty stage. No problems. Let me in. I'll hold in the floor. That can't be good. Needs a few repairs. Use a fresh coat of paint. Always admire travelers. I admire me too. Here we go. Nice and easy. Easy Aether current. Won't complain. Alright. Once I turn this in, I'm gonna go get some sweet tea or something. Try and keep my voice at least a little bit, you know, taken care of as much as I can. Could probably use a few more voice cutscenes to take the burden off. I am liking Thavnair though. It is a very cool zone. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Excellent. Yeah, this being a pretty big zone, I'm guessing like half of the Aether currents are gonna be like Huomore, where I can't get him quite yet. All right, so give me just a second while I go and get get something else to drink. All right, just a second. All right, back to it. I adjusted my LED light a little bit. I was looking a little too yellow, but now I'm a little too blue. It happens. Here we go. I get a little more natural here. A little less harsh. I think it's just because everything in Rosatan and Thavnair was already pretty yellow to begin with. Very sunny place. Yeah, I'm curious when we're gonna get to Zot. I feel like it's coming soon. Close kin to your Eorzean dodos. Okay. Amsa have long been kept as livestock in Thavnair, and many a hatchery may be found here. Last, the largest of these was recently raised by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. This is where my errand takes me, and your own destination despite a stone's throw away. Okay. You have no objections? Let us make for the outpost. Yeah. I didn't know we were gonna ride them. That's funny. It's been a funnier expansion than I expected, to be honest. This is goof. Stretching out over the water, this sword legend holds was wielded by the Minutia against the Murga before it's cast down. Huh. Okay. Left is the tower. Straddles a small rise. A little tour. Top the cliff, the outpost itself is on the beach. How are we gonna get over there? I'm still curious about what exactly the entire goal of those towers is. Obviously it has something to do with the moon and the first beast, but... We are manned by the Radiant Host. This outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Well, who should it be but a young Varshan? An errand for the satrap. Yeah, Miss Excellent bade me to come collect your report. Huh. Brave Mitten. Okay, so the Radiant Host is like the army, essentially, from what I can tell. Keeps Excellency's regard. I'm glad that they're kind of addressing that. It is kind of odd, isn't it? Guarded as callous. No place for children. Your predecessor too often traveled alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how that fellow is faring. He went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I am certain he is well. Okay, so that's a little plot thread. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own volition. I gladly will... Oh, I can remember how to talk. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering, but still I worry for you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you. For you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Naveen. Abdeen, thank you. And who might this be? Not Hanish by the look of her. It's me. Well, it's not great. You exchange information with our soldiers? Absolutely. I'll tell you what I know. But granted, we had a giant dragon to help too. Might come in handy for you to use yours. Great. Barshawn, the latest report, and answer any questions you may have. Sorry, I'm just adjusting it so I can actually see my keyboard. I still have to look at my keyboard for a lot of the stuff I want to do. You'd think after 36 years I'd have a better grasp of typing without looking, but it's alright. You get in the habit, you get in the habit. Is there an Aetherite or anything here? No? Well, outpost. What about a current? I guess it's maybe up top? I mean, it's gotta be, right? But how do we get up there? Go the long way, I guess. And it feels like every time the music pops in, it sounds new. And I don't know if it is, or if there's like 3 different themes. Pretty cool. There we go. That's like my top priority for any new expansion, is to get those Aether Currents. Okay, this part I remember. Yeah, this is yeah, this part of the theme is a lot more recognizable. I like it though. Visitor from Eorzea, is there anything you can tell us about the Talofaroi? We know they're the ones behind the tower, and they've declared war on the whole world. That's one way of putting it. Why are they doing this? I don't know. I don't understand either, man. That's what we're trying to figure out. To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. The Tower of Zot. Go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself. By letting me in. Radiant hosts a military order under the State Trap's command. Struggle to contend with the fiends from the tower. Yes, they do. Okay. Hoping it was as enlightening for you as it was for them. The neutral nation and a trading hub both, Radzat Han ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream has dried up. Everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you'd best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need follow the road east. On the Hamsa, you will arrive before you know it. Okay. Wee. I guess I have to ride the Hamsa. I can't just like ride my own mount. So it doesn't seem quite like Yulmore. Like, I'm always a little distrusting after everything that happened in Yulmore, but you know, I think maybe that's kind of how they want us to feel, but I don't necessarily think that the satrap is a bad person. We'll see. We'll see. All we can do is keep playing this story forward, but it does have a little bit of a different vibe where, like, yeah, you're supposed to be kind of distrustful at first, but it's not necessarily like full-blown Soylent Green evil like Yulmore was. Okay. To the northeast. To the northwest. Oh, excuse me. There it was in front of me the whole time. Not too bad. I do need to find somewhere to buy some actual greens, though. Wonder how there we go. Looked a little larger than I expected. Heh. Like that name, thought process, that's funny. Zenua, is there something you require? Yashal greens, please. Giant skull for the alchemist, you say, but of course they shall have it. They labor tirelessly to deal with the tower, and 'tis the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. Oh, that was easy. I thought we'd have to take another quest. Always set aside some for our alchemist friends. They need more, they need but ask. Triple triad. Nah, I won't do that now. Maybe later. They want to try the fate, though? Why not? Let's see if anyone else is at it. I'm slowly getting used to the Excel changes. It's still a lot to kind of take in, but it's not bad. It just takes some getting used to. The other big thing I'm gonna have to get used to, of course, is the charges, the core. I'm still not quite sold on it yet. Get over here. There we go. You okay there, buddy? Should be an easy way to get the items, though. Here we go. Good. Okay, so the Moulinet will take a little bit of time. It doesn't have the quite the same charge count or usage. Let's see, Enchanted Moulinet. I just want to see how much it costs. 20. So I need 60 to do 3 full charges of it, okay. And then I can do my combo. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that'll take some getting used to, but we'll get there. Oh god, I thought that was a mount. It is not a mount. 243 to the south, okay. Oh, it's gonna be over there again. Oh, nope. There we go. Just, scoot on past these vultures. And I guess I can always go back to Limsa and buy a pack, buy another 80 or so. Always go back here to the Great Work. I do need to set a couple of these as my new, like, cheap ones, though. How is that? Oh, that's the bird. Chocobo Keep. Really see any merchants here. Kind of surprising. Junkmonger. Purchase items. Hey, that works. Perfect. Wait, what was that? Oh, the Aether Compass, yeah. In the collection now. Do I have it? I do. Ah, such fine specimens. Thank you for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype. More rigorous tests. Be time for the true test. Oh, that's ominous. Okay. Please take your ease while I can. Will do.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
Oh, hush. Just had a checkup.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavnair, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Getting heavy.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
Yeah. And he's sitting here over here thinking, you fools, you've got it all wrong. Plans upon plans upon plans.
What is it? What did you see? Fandaniel, are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds. This is the one.
At long last.
Here we go.
Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments. We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place. To accompany me to the tower resort.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think I should do this on my own, Nadana.
Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Yeah. I'm not. Oh, let's hope it doesn't come to that. I'm not quite the salty renegade warrior of light that some are.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like this is going to end up as another Tesseline situation.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Well, only one way to find out. That is to move forward. Where are we going? Okay, up there. I guess I can just follow this all the way around, maybe? I don't know. Like a walrus thingy. I was like, is that a little behemoth? That's what it looked like from behind. Oh god. Almost there. Okay, good. I'm on the right level. This where I was gonna have to like go up the sword. Gives me a lot of like Xenoblade vibes. All right, here we go. I won't complain. That remains is to be on the board and on our way. Oh, and if I should become corrupted, do not stay your hand. I, of course, pray that it does not come to that, but you must protect yourself. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of a kind. Let's be off. Okay. Here we go. And we got the bad Ascian music. That's not good.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now. It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
Well, we're pretty much in the tower at this point. Get the
So
feeling
far, so
Fandaniel's
good. The scale's
lurking.
protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance.
Yeah, where is that little bastard? I just get the feeling he's lurking around somewhere. Gonna do something with the talisman to make it fail.
A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be. Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What?
He called it. Knew something was gonna happen. Man, they really nailed the creepiness of all of this.
Oh, let me go! Oh, let me go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
Uh-oh. And Daniel.
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking.
Looks like Heidelin.
My, such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
Patrons of old, huh?
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Vandaniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Vandaniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking.
Okay.
Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Vandaniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am.
It's basically like us. Just from the Ascian side. Having a bunch of souls smushed into him.
How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes?
A few.
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
At your
Really? Okay. Okay. Now, okay, I'm in this now.
A nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such
Okay,
delightful
this... I was not expecting this. I was... You know, I was wondering, like, how in the world is Endwalker going to throw twists at us on the same level of, like, the stuff the Shadowbringers did, right? I did not expect this. They somehow did it. Wow. And this is just like the first zone. Yeah, I'm in this now. That's fantastic.
Panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation. Slaves to the slightest hint, and amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards. Always onwards.
Yeah, Xander.
Yet,
Hey.
he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied. Heed me, Armon.
So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like, Fandaniel is pretty young. Because, like, Amit and all of them were already, like, doing all kinds of stuff by the time the Elegans were around, right? So, like, if this was him before he became, like, assy and smushed with souls, like, his, pre-sundering fragments, then, like, yeah, he's pretty young. Like, in the grand scheme of it.
No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war, and so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself.
I know that clone. I have his hat.
See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
That makes his personality make a lot more sense now. I'm gonna have to go back and brush up on my Allegan lore as far as, like, the specifics of Ammon and, like, Xanda and all of them, but I got the overall gist. But yeah, it makes a lot more sense.
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires. Oh, no. but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
All right. So, welcome to Endwalker. The first of what I assume are going to be many moments. All right. All right. I'll find a way to bring them back. Destroy that tower. Do what I've got to do. But yeah, that was an interesting little lore drop. And so early in the expansion, too. They really didn't want to waste any time, just getting right to it, huh? Put us on the train tracks and go. I feel like we might be getting pretty close to the dungeon. We'll see. I might have to do Sharlayan first. I don't know. I'm definitely a lot farther behind than a lot of people in the MSQ at this point. I started so early, and then got hit by the Q boss, and now here we are. I'm very glad that I bought the motorcycle before this expansion, though. It's been worth every penny. Hasn't it? What happened? Well, you see, right to return here first. The other captives, okay. The satrap, oh wow, we're already gonna meet him that early. Nidana's colleagues included. I'll call them together for a gathering, but I think it would be best if you were the one to explain. Can you answer me this? Though Nidana is trapped in the tower, she's still alive, yes? Then we must make warding scales, as many as we can. The prototype works perfectly, thus Nidana proved a peril to herself. But let us make more scales that she and all those who were taken might be saved. Alchemist, this is how we will help win the fight. Excellent. Satrap has been made aware of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide you with all that you require. To that end, he bade me give you this link pearl that you might personally discuss the production of the warding scales. Okay. And for our Eorzean visitors, I bear an invitation. Noted your vital contributions. He wishes to meet you. Alright, here we go to Razadhan, I guess. Excited. Let's do it. The gate's east of the Giant Skull grounds, and I will show you to the city. Okay. Way up there. I'll just hit the big road and go. Shroud. I'm coming for you, Zot. I don't know when. Could be another 5 hours from now, but I'm coming for you. Okay. It could stand to have like one more aetheryte somewhere around here. Just one. Giant Skull Grounds would have been good. But who knows, maybe there's one like right over here somewhere. Yeah, the zone is definitely huge. A lot larger than I anticipated. A lot of ground to cover. Definitely would not enjoy it as much if it wasn't for the Fenrir. It's a lot. I don't see it. There's gotta be, yeah, there it is. That's alright. We're almost there. Oh, that's cool. I still don't know how to get down there. It's like maybe a path down that way? And strict restrictions are placed for entry. Though you've been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times. All right.
A vast rock squats upon Thavnair, and to its stony surface clings the city of Rods at Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets.
Nice. I like the introductions.
But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
A lot bigger than I thought. I thought it would be like Yulmore, where it's just like a couple spots, but no, it's looks like a pretty big city you can explore.
Megaduta.
Megaduta.
It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
We'll get there eventually.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, It seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside.
Alright. See what this satrap is like, shall we?
Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, Satrap of Radzatan.
I'm enjoying all the aura. I'll just throw that out there.
Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude. I assume you speak of Nidana. A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not. This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Is he actually a dragon? In disguise, perhaps?
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past.
There we go.
Raise the curtain.
As you wish.
Yep.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me.
Hello, Vitra.
Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn. I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Aye, mine elder brothers, of Midgardsormr's spawn. I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radzatan had an alliance with a dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive were the Aura. Adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect.
Okay, so that explains why there's so many of us.
And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. When it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name.
Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radz at Han.
So it seems like Vritra kind of like skipped everything that went on in Ishgard, the Dragon Wars and all of that, just kind of did his own thing.
But if Vritra is still here, then your position as Satrap is just...
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
But why would the dragon need to hide?
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, I like these guys. I like Radz at Han. Let's do it.
Your eye. It was taken.
By whom?
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh.
Okay.
The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Razatan.
Sneaky.
With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will.
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered. Estinian warm blood.
So, like, most of this stuff, we kind of knew if you watched the trailer, right? Like, you have an idea of where it's going, but, like, knowing the big plot points and seeing how they have actually put it in the game, it's fantastic. Like, I'm loving this. Like, yeah, I knew Vritra was going to be in the game. I didn't know that he would be, like, the leader of Radz at Han, or that, like, Varshan would be him. Like, it's fantastic. It's just great to see how they're actually, like, pulling it all together, even when it seems so obvious from discussions and the trailers, right? Like, there's nothing as far as the big plot points other than, obviously, Fandaniel's reveal. That was a pretty big surprise. But, like, for the most part, the other big plot points with Sharlayan and Radz at Han and everything, it's kind of stuff that we knew. We didn't know how we knew it. We didn't know how it was all going to be brought together. And that's really... I'm having a lot of fun. I'm not even at the first... I'm not even 81 yet. I've spent, what, 5 hours so far in the game just wandering around? This is like the intro of the... This is barely past the title screen. And I've already had, like, what, 3 or 4 of these just like, okay, this is really cool moments. I'm loving it.
From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another. Yet did neither one of us bear his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radz at Han. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus
Sounds like a light party.
Thou must choose thy soldiers.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a about its cast down false gods in Pagalthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear.
I wonder who does his voice. I'm curious to get to the credits and see who does the voice. It sounds very familiar.
Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the 4 of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go. Steel your hearts and hone your
Okay, so yeah, I gotta go finish Sharlayan first.
as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
Will do.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Hey, you're a Scion now, Estinian.
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Rads at Han, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
Hell yeah.
I am in thy debt.
Nice. Cool. That's cool. That was a good reveal. That was a very good reveal. Yeah, I was gonna say he sounds like, almost sounds like Ian McShane. But I feel like Ian McShane would be way too expensive even for Square at this point. They have said that, you know, they have a much bigger budget than they ever expected for this expansion. But it would be cool if it does turn out to be Ian McShane or someone, but he sounds very familiar. Basically my point. Alright. Search a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower of Zod. Be sure to attune to the Aetherite here before departing, unless of course you enjoy violent nausea. Will do. Alright, so I think I've got everything. We're gonna go ahead and teleport, and then when I get back to Sharlayan, gotta set that as my free, be setting that as my free one. And then I'm gonna take like a quick 10-15 minute break, and then get back to it. Start the next zone, get up, stretch a little bit. There we go. Alright, so give me a little bit. I will be back shortly, and we'll be off to the next adventure, alright? Alright, let's get back in here, shall we? Alright, so off we go again. So I will hold off on going back to the main hall until, well, it's on the way, I guess. Yeah, I'm loving it so far. Not even at the first dungeon, and there's already a lot to take in. Alright, it's one zone down. Okay, stock of our development and discoveries. 81. So we are on our way. I believe they said that the MSQ should have enough experience to like take 2 jobs up to 90. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I want to switch to Sage early or not. Probably not, but... Alright, where am I going? Okay, over there. Alright, now for Sharlayan. See what they've got in store. See what's going on with Daddy Levayor, huh? Directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. Hey, the library. Nice. The Numenon. The building is actually only an entrance and one of many at that, for the archives of the Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the Great Gooble Library pale in comparison. Oh, well, we knew what all happened at Gooble. Most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. Well, thankfully we have a couple of Archons with us. Okay, your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Sharlayan history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let's be about it, shall we? Happy reading. This is like my dream. This is my IRL dream. I would never leave this place. Look at this. The story of Sharlayan. Read the book? Yes. Long, long ago, on an island in the northern sea, there lived a Rogadin man by the name of Unkrepf. Unkrepf was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would sweep over the land of Eorzea. So it was that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for the imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror, that strangely churning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Unkrepf's crew hauled them aboard his ark, but the danger had not yet passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, he wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to safety aboard atop Abelathia's spine, which we saw in Stormblood. Yep. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Unkrepf gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan that we live in to this day. Cool. Many years ago, on the banks of the Thaliak in the Dravanian hinterlands, a Sharlayan colony once thrived. Shire. This settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the Ethereal Sea in the year 1311 of the 6th Astral Era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and their demands encouraged the gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further inundated with Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. Eorzean residents took to calling itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Emporium. Following the Great Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed for themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idleshire. Wow. Rude. Blue-covered book. Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries contained therein? I speak not of shifting cloud patterns, but the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Some think the dome above us is a finite space, yet amongst the leading thinkers of our age, one scholar's depiction of a boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains an unreachable, unknowable destination, except for dragons. There are few indeed who can explain in satisfactory detail why our own stars believed to revolve around the sun. It was the technologists of Alleg who came closest to understanding the laws which govern that starry abyss. It was they who launched Dalamud and sought to expand beyond our earthbound existence. Having read of their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you that the eternal constellations were arranged differently in a different past, that their positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly but measurably as we journey into the future? Would it shock you to learn that the stars drift further and further apart and may indeed do so forever? Are you eager to learn more? Forever 20 summers. My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected the feed and rest of your body as you should? I too once engaged in such foolish practices, but one night engrossed in philosophical study I had an epiphany. For all the world's mysteries that drive us to reckless abandon, we have so very few years of life in which to achieve our goals. Thus do I share with you this mantra. I am forever 20 summers young. Sorry, I'm all stopped up. And the number itself is unimportant. You could be 19 or 23 or 40. Whatever age you are when you discover this manual, let that be the age you aspire to remain. So, through mindful, healthy living, will you extend the time available to spend upon your chosen research, another day, another moon, another summer, to grasp the greater truths you pursue. Self-help book, okay. Stewards of Wisdom, this sounds promising. During the chaos of the 6th Umbral Calamity, Archon Yunkrev, founder of Sharlayan, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on an island in the northern Empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Sharlayans took to heart the words of their savior, and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of minds rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. Wealth of expertise could be bartered for wealth or coin, and the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more mankind as a whole could thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Sharlayan would live by their founders' teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would eschew the tools of war, and with knowledge deliver the world. So we're getting there. But we are missing a book. Where would the last one be? Boy, do I feel that. I like that. A little minion. Leather-bound tome. Did I already do this one? The voice of a growing city. I don't think I did. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of import were decided upon the Ecclesia, a public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. The larger number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201 of the 6th Astral Era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of a nationwide vote. Thus was the forum as we know it today conceived and created. So, like, how big is Sharlayan? Because 99 people sounds like a lot if if there's only 1,000 people on the island, right? It's like, I wonder, like, how many people actually exist here. I get the impression that it's a lot because so many people like send their children here and whatnot to become students. What have you two found? Sorry, were you waiting long? Wanted to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alphino and Kryl should be along shortly. I was delayed in a similar fashion. As you can see, no titles in the Archon stacks mentioned the final day specifically, but we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tones, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare, and we share our discoveries as we make them. It would have been nice to invite everyone to the estate, plenty of comfortable places to read, and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. Upon our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask about how things were. Seems that our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphino and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not allowed to cross the threshold. Something is afoot. Harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family, or do they not live here in the city? Well, my situation is somewhat complicated. I was raised in Sharlayan, yes, but I was born farther away. In the southern reaches of Ilsabard, in fact. For generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite the island of Thavnair. Really? The Alligans founded a city in that fertile land and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Mikote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and then the Fifth Calamity froze the seas solid. Many of the tribes still living in Corvos braved the journey back into Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes, some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most Imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the region Locus Amonis. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious Imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. Ale. They demonstrated a singular interest in Allagan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to reconsider a plan of action. I love that they still play Eternal Wind anytime he's on. For some time already, voices have been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan Eye no longer passed to our oldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Allag. As the last child born with the Allagan Eye, I was given over to the custody of friends and the students of Baldesion, who had me registered as a Sharlayan citizen. Give me. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louisoix, was he not? Stories of adopted rescued orphans are more common among Sharlayans than you might think. Yet regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient okay, even I can't pronounce that. We outsiders can even learn the vaunted title of Archon. 'Tis exactly why I have such a love for this country, and why I wish for it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, Kyra. More company should be arriving any moment now. We've returned with our selections. Although I must say, the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kyle has already flicked through every history book devoted to the disasters, and more than a few of which barely made mention of them. As such, we would be looking into research papers on the Umbral Calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes in from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final day as well? I've seen them. I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarok firsthand, and I fear I may be overlooking critical details. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days grew nigh? Complete destabilization of creation magics. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing the powers of their creation to spiral out of control. This more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until present day, we might have had something more substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, these techniques were not preserved or passed on. Y'shtola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Ascians. What else of note? They say it began with a keening sound from the land itself. The mysterious keening that is on all of our minds as far as what in the world is happening. Never did hear this sound ourselves, thrust as we were into the midst of madness. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous noise. Eventually it resounded all across the star, and not even Amarot was spared. To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive and probably quite loud. I have to speak with one of Numenon's mammoths and ask after any books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? Well, you see, that's a little bit more complicated. I do not know how exactly how Zodiac brought salvation to the star, only that his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Life sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiac, a trade that they would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Venat and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. It does make me wonder what the Thalafroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they are doing at the towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash? Should keep an eye out for Y'shtola. And then hopefully she comes along. Hey, there she is. My extended search of the Archon stacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. Rianje learned of the source's reflections from Magaran oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, the tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Google Library. It is even less likely that knowledge of the Unsundered World, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to fly. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortuno with knowledge of the Thalafroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us. Which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Angry. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, the books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. You labor for what feels like an age as Y'shtola's research assistant. Perfect. Expect nothing less. Yo, Kryl, you got any of that, that fish bread? Read them again. A man at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. You know, I'm genuinely surprised that I have not seen as many bunny boys as I expected. Seen a couple, but really not that many. Maybe one over here. I know I should be selling a lot of that, but I should really be keeping the coffers, but I just don't have the space. I should maybe make a pit stop back to my house and sell some stuff. Yeah, I want tea. Calcify, I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last town down in the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, we'll go to the Old Sharlayan Aetherite and unload some of this stuff. I've got way too many materia. It's taking up all my bags. It's one thing when I don't really have a whole lot to look forward to, and it's just like raiding. It's a completely different thing when you're talking about a new expansion, you know? Look at that, look at Sage. That little Sage. Perfect. Alright, let's get rid of some of this. I know, like, the crafting stuff is always big, but, like, I don't use it, like, at all. Odd. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about 10,000 gil, but that's odd. I'm guessing it's for, I'm guessing it's because of the new classes. I got nothing. Sell anything that I don't use. I got more than enough little thingies. Yeah, because I'm not going to be using like any of this anytime soon. Just clear out those bags, sell the extras that I'm not using. Yeah, it kind of sucks to let go of some of it. It's been a long run, but it's time. Yeah, that doesn't really sell for as much as I thought. You know, it'll help out my space a little bit. Maybe not as much as I was hoping, you know. I'll have to vendor a lot of it. But it's something. I figure if I haven't used it by now, then like I'm not going to use it, you know? Like, yeah, I'm sure a lot of this stuff is really good, but eh. Gather's Grasp. And last one on this one. Okay. Nope. Nope. Bring that back. Here we go. Much better. I'm just if you're looking for crafter materia, I'm basically holding a barn sale right now. Get them while they're hot. Here we go. They did make it a lot easier with the fates, so to be fair, but I'm kind of surprised that some of this other stuff was not selling as high as I expected. Here we go. Just get it off me. Here we go. Yeah, most of the stuff I don't need. Woven cotton maybe. Alright, so that should be good. And then... yeah. Material supplier. I think I can sell to you. I genuinely don't know why I was holding all of that for so long. You want to keep that? I don't know what level Sage starts at. Part of the problem, like I might want to keep it just for their gear, maybe. Oh, that's good. That's like Yulmore where I've got to complete so many. Yeah, that's okay. Now down to the last stand. It feels odd getting like just some of my regular errands done, to be honest. Like I should be like mainlining the MSQ and here I am just like selling stuff and it feels weird in new content to like be going back to the old world. Old way of doing things. Very Sharlayan that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Why don't we ask a few questions to gauge the mood of this city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Talaferoi. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Yay! Any circles? Any circles? Yeah. Follow me. Gotta get some shots as a fellow red mage. I love it. Ooh, that's bright. Take down the bloom a little bit. Wow. I think it's the bloom that's doing it. Take that down a bit. I mean, it's a little bit of bloom. Not as much as I expected, but wow. Up the black point. I don't know what else it would be. Filmic Pass, maybe? I'm looking through all of my my settings. It's really the same that I've had for ages. I don't know why it's so blown out now. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the contrast. Yeah, a little bit of contrast. DPX maybe. Oh yeah, it could be the DPX here. We get more of the there we go. Yeah. It's my ambient light is the base black level that was doing it. We'll do just a slight bit there. I do still want to take down the bloom though. A little bit much. And the exposure on my Gaussian bloom. There we go. I feel like they would have some good chats. Some good, you know. Talking shop is RDM. Here we go. All that work just for that one screen. It's the life of a G-poser, man. Alright. Back to it. Doesn't look like there are any circles. I don't want to miss anything with Eorzea. We'll chat, though. Laforoy and their unconscionable plans. Why, my goodness. Oh no, she's famous. This isn't good. She won't get any work done. Aw. It's the price of fame, baby. So everyone knows. I don't like these snobs. They're worse than Nishgard. That says a lot. What might we offer you today? Mr. Salazar. The owner of the Last Stand. Like an age ago now, I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? Oh. It's complicated. And I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Levayor. No matter how discreet Master Fortunato may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? We have questions, and only Sharlayan has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon. Have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? But like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid, and that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Pay no attention to me. I'm just a humble cafe stand owner. Whatever we can learn, unfortunately your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Sharlayan, aren't you? Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a servant. Oh no, here we go. Look. Just because I used to RP in a brothel as a bartender doesn't mean that I should have to do this as like canon. Come on, guys. What are you doing to me, Koji? Sorry about that. Try to mute my mic, but not quite fast enough. Strike up some friendly conversation. Let's do it. So Spirit, pay attention now and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. And behind them you'll see a Makote gentleman. He's ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? You're not sure? Just ask and I'll explain again. I got it. Easy mode. Easy game, easy life. Where's Gisla? Okay. Nice. So these two have the tea set. Ritual arcane practices. Well, honestly, at this point, that might not be a bad idea. Take anything I can get. Okay, they have the omelet. Again, no time to waste. Yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. The news is talking about him, at least. Medutia, an interesting name. Be a busy time to be a gleaner. What's a gleaner? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't gotten here in Sharlayan. Priceless books, unusual life specimens, and so forth. So named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields. Interesting. Gleaning is most meticulous and demanding profession. But these Talaferoi make good with their audacious threats, and many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? They're carting loads in from the docks all day. So, seems like we found our lead, boys. Let's see what Eorzea has to say. Any trouble with the customers? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days aside from whatever vague news the Gazette is printing. Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. The Forum does have secret knowledge when they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part as well. So here's that cup of coffee I promised. Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and the wagging tongues. Okay. Coffee date. Where'd you run off to, Eorzea? Oop. Out of the wind and out of sight. Aww.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Grahas said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say.
Well, I mean, at this point, we're saving the planet. I mean, there's not going to be a Sharlayan either if there's no planet.
Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
But then you wouldn't be Eorzea. So there are the gleaners. Whatever could it be?
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat.
'Cause they're hiding something. And Daddy's tempered.
Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Sounds like we're getting some weird accordion music soon. Let's do it. Let's go. Now, how to get in there, that's the question. Oh. Labyrinthine descent. Tell the others what we've learned. Go ahead to Numenon, and I shall join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. Okay. We're heading where? Good Cryo, okay, so the Studium might be the closest. I like that new map. When you open up the Aetherite, it does make it a lot easier to like see what all's going on. A nice little quality of life change. Before walking cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. Makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Y'shtola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Kyra and Alizé learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably assured that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final dates, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telophoroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves, and if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. What should we expect? A trial, perhaps? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I would like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. Right. So off to a new zone. Excited. Just like anyone can walk in, just like it's just a staircase? Just like sitting there? Alright. I'm gonna All right, so I'm going to take another quick break real quick, and then we'll get back to the new zone here in a second. Alright, it's time to get back into it, shall we? Need to get the cam back on and get back here. I hope you guys are having fun watching along and you're watching on the VOD later. Hope you guys are having fun reliving the experience. Yeah, I'm excited to go to Labyrinthos. I'm ready to see what all we've got in store, what's waiting for us down there. So here we go. May find the path a bit disorienting, okay? I'll take the lead. Oh, we are Pete walking, okay. We really should move along, okay. I'll never understand. I know they're like, people have tried to explain this before, but why NPCs always walk slower than your character does. I never understood it. There we go. Now we're more in tune. Keep to the path straight ahead, okay. Will do. Hello, fellow Red. Oh, here we go. We could have just taken the Aetherite. Okay. We're going down the side door. Oh, okay. Interesting. It's your world, Eorzea. I'm just living in it. Here we go. Through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. Okay, and away we go. Oh, hey, Chocobo Keep. It's an interesting spot for one, but okay. Alright, there we go. And we are on our way. Down we go. Give me the clown music. I'm ready. Oh, it's night. Okay.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves. And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
I do enjoy how smug he still sounds. I love it. I love that he's the narrator. It makes me extremely happy. Here we are.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Sounds to me like they dug too deep. Found something they weren't supposed to. Remember all those predictions I made? So far, haven't seen anything to dissuade me yet.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
The echo?
Did you call to me just now?
No?
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Is that the keening, perhaps? Alright, well, first things first, is there an aetherite? I've got to, like, remind myself every time, right? There is one to the east over there. So they've already started putting in the boy buns as NPCs. Crash into a pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose, okay. Rhea seeds, cumin seeds, so herbs. A lot of herbs. Oh, they're taking stuff out. Huh. Curiouser and curiouser. Take stock and labyrinthos, you know, sort and tidy up the inventory. What tales did the gleaners have to tell? So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right, the forum is definitely up to something. Oh, there it is. There's our clown music. Flipping a switch, man. Daytime. Turning labyrinthos upside down in the process. Do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. Your game, Kyra, I have an idea. Something about escaped marmots. Help him capture said creatures. He might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. Alright, well, I guess I'm capturing marmots for a bit. turn that down a bit. Wow, that's loud. Alright, Aaronville. I'll help you out, buddy. Nothing suitable to pay for your services, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. Will do. Okay. No desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. No other marmot species at this tier at present. Search the trees to the west. The eastern part is all yours. The way I go. And I needed to go over there anyways, because there is an aetherite somewhere. What are you? That's a troll. That's cool. Marmot, marmot, marmot. Where could he be? Well, I might as well head over here and try and find that aetherite first. Northeast? Oh, it's gonna be up there, is it? That's the game we're playing, huh? How big is this zone? It looks pretty big. Wow. Better get out Taylor Swift here. There we go. Yeah, I'm getting back in the hang of it. Granted, it helps that like my gear is way above what it needed to be, but all right, so the next one's not going to be for a bit. That's okay. Marmot time. Yeah. I'll take that. Chirp. Squeak. This is just my normal reading voice right now. Alright, off into the underbrush, huh? I'll track you down. So once the music actually gets going, it's not too bad. Yeah, it definitely sounds a little wonky at first. All right, one more. Hunting troll. Like no troll I've ever seen. Squeak. Bag. Alright. Here we go. Oh, no, there he goes. So the way modification is going to work is going to be interesting because you have to be in combat to use it. So you can't like pre-pot and then use it, depending on how they pull it. Yeah, it's gonna take some getting used to. So it looks like you're gonna have to cast like as an opener at least one part of the opener, the long cast, and then go directly into your combo. I'm just musing. It's gonna take, like I said, it's gonna take some time to get used to, so. Yeah, I got you now. Excellent. One down. That also means, well, I don't know how that's going to affect modification because you still need to line it up with everyone else. I know, we'll have to finish the MSQ and maybe wait a couple weeks for our T group to get back and give it a couple goes, you know? Wonder how all the new summoners are handling life right now. I think they're doing all right. I think they're having a good time. Ugh, I need to stretch more. I tried to stretch a lot more during the last break, but ugh. I think when I stream, I always sit up a lot more than I should, because normally my posture's usually pretty awful. Yeah, it's a little more relaxing. It's more comfortable to keep me going a little bit longer, right? Here we go. It's too soon to release them into the habitat. Who tasked you to capture them in the first place? By the authority in charge of Labyrinthos, now in perpetuity. Same officials who have had us working day and night of late, the honorable members of the Forum, who else? Suitable for consumption and easy to breed. Well, they're definitely doing something. I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Kyra. Is this the gleaner you mentioned, the one who was looking for lost marmots? It is. Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? Kryl, and these are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That's why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hope that by seeing those decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical, never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry I can't offer you more for your services. Alright, we got what we needed. A little information, at least. They definitely dug up something, but whether or not it's the creature that started the keening or not has yet to be seen. That's still my idea. I think that's where they're going to be going with it. We'll see if it holds up or not. That fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered that when the operation was begun, the Forum contacted the Gleaner's Guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Talaferoi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus, am I inclined to trust in that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives a distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. And I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Hey, this was a plan long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And the Talafaroi is what set it all in motion. It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest that we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we hope we stand to find. Okay. All right. We're gonna go out and explore a little bit more. It's not gonna be like the last time where we just kind of wander in and that's that, right? No, nothing locked to us yet. That is definitely the keening. Sun descent has left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing that will stop me from soldiering on. Now I'm worried about Kryl. Yeah, it's definitely worrisome. As we're heading down there, yeah. And I can attune. I still... This music is so goofy. It's good. It's just goofy. I'm not entirely sure what exactly screams, you know, knowledge about this, but that's alright. First things first. There we go. I'm getting some of the old anti-tower music. Alright, Alphino. Behold the Archean. As Numenon serves as Sharlayan's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. It's quite large. Building you see is merely the upper entrance. Access to the vaults are carved into the cliff itself. In those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as detailed records which describe them. The Archean contains a physical history of Sharlayan's unwavering dedication. Well, we won't be learning anything of value standing here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Alright, away we go. I'm guessing it's going to be closed off for now, but we will find out. First things first, gemstone. You know what? I'll go ahead and get 20 sap. Why not? Spend some of that. Spend some of those stones that I've been sitting on and never use. Triad. The important things. Important parts of life. Greetings. We were here to peruse the Archean's vaults. Not so fast, kid. You're clearly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldesion. Is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted. Ooh, easy. More things afoot. Not us, then, I suppose. We'd better move along and to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? Service has also been suspended. Come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. It's so close. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? So they're not being super subtle. But I think that might be kind of the point. So is it possible the Forum destroyed the Isle of Val? Is that what might have happened? Possible they destroyed the students of Baldesion? More and more questions. Must seek another means to access the lower levels. It is likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, it might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Surely the guy standing charge won't recognize us a second time. Alright, where are we going? Been up and down all day, and only now have I found a spare moment to rest. Did see a gleaner fellow heading out of the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack. What about someone else? There we go. Am I taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archeon even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere. But it was wandering around Tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Oddest little squeal, don't you think? Let's see. Where's the dude we were supposed to try and find? Where'd he go? Ah, there we go. Hiding back here. Hey, Aaronville. A tiny taper. Oh. I thought that was the creature he was looking at. Whoops. See you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloudkin I need to capture is very, very close. Well, looks like we're capturing some more stuff. Common gathering spots for birds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Single it out and shoot it with the sleeping dart. So let's see here. Green with a distinctive caw. First things first. Hunt mark. It died too fast for me to actually use my, use any kind of combo. Maybe on this next one. So that's convenient. So like if you do mess up your combo, at the very least, it doesn't completely screw you over from using your finishers. Okay, I can dig that. You know, obviously it's going to be a DPS loss, but it's not like a complete failure. I need to find the green one. And it has a distinctive caw. It needs to be green. There we go. All right, Aaronville, it's your job now. You down there, buddy?
A fair shot. Nicely done. Let me truss this one up, and I'll make my way over to you.
There you are. Any new revelations?
Working on it.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
Oh, wow. That's like super restrictive.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
Interesting.
Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations.
So either they're like doom bunkering and like preparing for the end of days, or they're feeding all of this stuff obviously to something. I guess we'll find out. Sit back straight again. Try and be a good boy with my posture for a little while, you know. At least a little bit.
Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Curious. No, you gave us the info we needed.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
Seems legit.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet.
The mine shaft.
Excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
All right. Well, looks like we're going spelunking.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Well. I still think that it's anima that they're excavating. That'd be my initial thoughts. That was my initial, that was my guess in the launch trailer. And I'm sticking to it. But the fact that, like, all of this stuff is happening so early on in the expansion, yeah, I really have no idea where it's gonna go. Like, I feel like it's not even necessarily, like, a great guess on my part. Like, they wanted it to be obvious at this point. Okay, to the west. Is there, like... Okay, so I can't jump over there. Anything down there? No? Like, it's definitely there somewhere. I just can't tell where. It won't let me jump over there yet. How do you get down there? Well, I'm guessing it's on the other side of that somewhere then. That's okay, I'll get to it eventually. It just seemed like a good spot for one, you know? This must be it. The entrance to the mine shaft is faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by the researchers, you think? Well, beasts aside, we need to watch our footing. Should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Alright, we'll do. A horse chestnut. Okay. Jobber class at the time of opening, yeah. So we're going to hold on to that, because I want to keep all of that stuff for Sage at this point. I shouldn't have wasted and burned through so many early on, but that's okay. I'll deal. That's gigantic. Anything else for us down here? Wow. I didn't expect it to be, you know, quite this large. Where are we going? All right. Alright, defeat some enemies. Let's do it. I need to slow down a bit so I can make sure that he actually gets kill credit. Whoops. My bad. Alright, any others in here? No, just that one that we were looking at earlier. We're trying to find anyways. Okay. Oh. Here we go. Everything here is still a bit too easy. Guess that's what I get for being a tryhard. Alright, more practice. But I'd like to actually get some practice in on using my combo a little bit more. Seems to have made it through without incident. Nothing of consequence, at least. Medial circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agriculture. Specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see such evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. So we're heading to the nearest farming facility. Yeah, I wonder what's going on with Cryle. Is it the keening? Is it the echo? Alright, away we go. And who knows, maybe I can find that, maybe I can find that, current while I'm here. Looks like it's a a firm possibility. Okay. It still says it's up here. I'll go ahead and get it done while I can. Ah, there you are. All the corporate clears. Oh wow, these guys actually hurt. Might have, whoops. Bit off a bit more than I expected there. Wasn't even paying attention. Alright, well. We're out of the thick of it now. And they were a little bit higher level, too. High poly grapes. No, they do what they can. Marial agronomics. This facility, which coordinates and oversees those efforts, the fruits of their research go to feed the Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable success might make it to the Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. No gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. It's possible they know something of the Forum's plans and their underlying motivations. It's possible maybe they are moving to the moon. Maybe that's how we get there. Well, only one way to find out. Keep going. Now, there's one. Literal wagon loads of crop samples and hardly any time to put them together. Yeah, that's the special Gubu. Most of our stock is sent via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport, hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Gods, hauling that lot up the slope was a job and a half. They are preparing for a journey. This is one variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising, given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled, a region in the south of Ilsabarn. So Graha's home, huh? Investigate the stack of boxes. Well, if I could find them. I'm guessing this is them. Yep. Common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports. The white flowers again. Saw those in the trailer, if I remember. Saw a couple reactions
Hard to look
to
away,
them,
isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Sharlayan at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
So did Vinat leave them there? The only explanation I've got.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating, but as it stands, we fail to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenvil's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
I mean, I'm not above kidnapping. Uh-oh. What's that?
Isn't that the entrance to the Arcane? Look, there. I think that's Erenvil.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenvil receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a forum member? Or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
That's right.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
Caution to the wind. Go in there, bust some heads. The warrior of
It might be
Lightway.
best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Uh-oh. Aw. I wonder what color it's going to change to.
Crier?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
Whatever's happening with her is, yeah. That does have me worried about what's gonna happen to her. Alright. So I'm gonna take an hour or two break, get some food, maybe nap a bit. Oh. Ooh, I heard that one. And be back a little bit later. But yeah, I'm here for it. I'm hoping the next stream. Like I said, what time is it? It's around 10:30. Yeah, probably be around midnight or so. But I'll be back. But yeah, I wanna get some food and stuff. It's been about 4 hours and I'm hungry now. So yeah. But yeah, I'm ready. Hopefully next stream we'll hit the first dungeon and go from there. But yeah, thanks a ton for watching, guys, and yeah, let's continue this journey together here in just a little bit. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Say about 2 hours, just in case. You can always check on my my Twitter. I'll put it up there whenever I put the link up. All right, see ya.